They say she had no enemies, so why was this beautiful dancer shot to death?
Oh my God, what has he done to her?
She wasn't just murdered, she was assassinated.
There's motive.
They had to silence her. Was that a motive?
There's physical evidence.
They did the firearms test, and it came back positive.
There's even DNA.
I know he's lying because I have his DNA there.
So why is Gwen Greenblatt's killer still free? Maybe the prime suspect has the answer.
Hey, Matt, can I talk to you for a few seconds?
Gwendolyn Greenblatt grew up as a dancer, and that's how she moved through life, with poise and grace.
She always put a smile on everybody's face. She just lit up her room. She wanted everybody to be happy.
She was the kind of girl who kept her chin up even in the darkest of times, like when her marriage to husband Matt Greenblatt was falling apart. But she was finally letting go.
A few months after they got married, my sister found out that Matthew was cheating on her. They separated. I think he stayed in the house. She got her own condo, and they tried to work on it, or at least she did.
I was going through a separation, and she said to me, I'm going to be in the same boat as you. So, you know, we'll be here together. We'll make it together.
But the two friends wouldn't get the chance to go it alone. On a warm February day in West Palm Beach, Florida, Christina would hear Gwen's cheerful voice for the last time. At approximately 3:30 in the afternoon, as Gwen arrives home from work, Christina and Gwen chat on the phone. When Gwen enters her apartment, terror.
All of a sudden, she let out a scream that was not a normal scream.
Christina then hears Gwen's phone clatter to the ground, but chillingly, nothing else.
I called from my cell phone to her house phone, and she had a answering machine, and I could hear myself leaving the message saying, Gwen, pick up the phone now. You have to tell me that you're okay. And I said, I'm gonna call the police if you don't pick up now.
Christina dials 911.
Yeah, I was just on the phone with my girlfriend, and then she started screaming on the phone and dropped the phone.
And I told them, I said, something's wrong. Please go to her apartment, something's wrong.
Authorities arrive to a gruesome scene. They find Gwen crumpled up in her bedroom closet, bleeding from 2 gunshots to the head.
And then I saw them bring her out. Just seeing, I have nightmares about seeing her face. And knowing that this was real.
Investigator William Fraser was there and puts together the horrifying last moments of Gwen's life for our Andrea Isom.
When she gets inside her home, she's accosted. There's a disturbance in the living room. There's a vase knocked over, her phone's on the floor.
Gwen scrambles away in terror.
She runs into a dead end. The only thing left is the bathroom and the closet. There's no place else to go.
Her pursuer raises a gun and shoots. Twice.
Right through the top of her head, killing her. To me, the coup de grace. I'm gonna make sure that this victim is gone. She wasn't just murdered, she was assassinated.
Gwen dies at the hospital.
It was a murder. They came after her to kill her. They didn't rob her, there was no rape, there was nothing. They went to kill her.
But why and who? Bloodstains, Gwen's clothes, her phone. But the most shocking clue is right in plain sight.
One of the police officers remarks, look, the killer left his cigarette butt burning on the fire pull box right next to Gwen's apartment.
The killer was just there. I mean, it couldn't have been long if it's still smoldering.
The person who left that cigarette butt was just there. Just there.
Investigators collect the cigarette and another one stubbed out on the concrete below.
The cigarette was properly preserved for DNA. Now the investigation starts.
From the start, police are very interested in talking to Gwen's estranged husband, Matt Greenblatt.
He was, from what I saw personally, a little bit of a control freak.
She would just be on the phone with him, answer a call, and it would be immediate anger, him yelling. She's doing something wrong. She wasn't, why are you not home?
I never ran across anybody who said, hey, Matthew Greenblatt's a really great guy. He's a great kid, great guy, great man.
Never heard those words.
No, never.
Gwen's brother Chad heard terrifying stories of Matt's mad jealousy.
She would flip on a light and he was just sitting in a chair, not saying anything, dressed in dark.
Like a horror movie.
Like a horror movie. Like a weird, deranged stalker.
I said, well, are you okay? Are you afraid of him? And she's like, no. But I know she was afraid of him.
Police say there's potentially another, more tangible motive.
There was a prenuptial agreement. There was a figure of approximately $70,000 that Greenblatt would have to pay Gwen if the marriage failed.
Cops bring Matt Greenblatt in for questioning and say his grief doesn't pass the smell test.
His demeanor was that he was taken aback that Gwen had been murdered, but it appeared to us to be contrived. It appeared to us that he really wasn't that upset about what had happened.
And where was he during the time Gwen was murdered?
His alibi.
Stinks. Stinks. Each time he talks to the detectives, he gives them a different story.
Greenblatt claims he was getting his haircut, returning a video, getting a pizza. Trouble is, no one recalls seeing Matt Greenblatt at all.
And Matt's a pretty memorable guy. He walks in and, he likes to control the room, so to speak. But no, nobody remembered. So he gave this alibi, but...
You don't buy it?
Nobody buys it.
Nobody has to. Test results are in. DNA from the stubbed out cigarette, according to detectives, a match for Matt Greenblatt. But here's the shocker. The smoldering butt on top of the fire alarm is not Matt's. It's someone else. Are cops looking at the wrong man? Coming up.
We said, if we find the owner of the DNA, we'll solve the murder.
The smoldering cigarette becomes a potential smoking gun.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, as a man of my word and a man of God, you got the wrong guy because it's not me, because I wouldn't do it.
And will an accomplice crawl from the shadows?